very good evening, everybody. Welcome to Fairway to Heaven. We're here on DSM Media. We're live. Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. You know the drill. Make sure you retweet this out. Share it. Spread the word. Hit the thumbs up on YouTube. Subscribe button on YouTube if you want to get interactive with the show. Talk about this week's PGA Championship at Southern Hills. Best way to get involved in the show is to head over to our YouTube page. And you can put your comments, questions, concerns, just like the example I have posted under the DSM banner there on the thing. Who wins the second major of the year? That's just my little example there. That's the YouTube page. That's where you do that. Facebook, you can get involved there as well. Twitter, just make sure you retweet it out. And if you have any questions after the show and you're only on Twitter, make sure you just, hit me up on Twitter at Beard of Knowledge. You can do it there. You can do it with the Fairway to Heaven page, which is at Fairway, the number 2 Heaven _. That's the other place to do it. So, Byron Nelson, the Birdie Fest, it's over. It's on to our second major of the year, the PGA Championship, hosted in Tulsa, Oklahoma. I knew I was going to mess that up. Tulsa, Oklahoma, Southern Hills Country Club. Southern Hills, it's a familiar course, but it's not a familiar course. The last time a major or event was hosted here was in 2007, the PGA Championship that year. But we have had 7 majors hosted here in the past, 3 U.S. Opens and 4 other PGA Championships. So there is some knowledge here. It's a super tough course. It's been redesigned. A lot of work's been put into this course to make it ready for this year's field and a stacked field. Last week, the AT&T, Byron Nelson, again, a decent field, but still not like we've got this week. Last week's Birdie Fest, you're not going to see anybody shooting 20, 25 under. You're not going to see 61, 62s being shot at regularly, even though we got 156 golfers in this field and pretty much the who's who of golfers. It's not going to be like that this week. This is going to be a super difficult, super long. It's going to be a grind. It's going to be really, really tough. Comes in around 7,500 yards, this course, which makes it one of the longer courses on tour. But it also is only a par 70. So there ain't going to be a lot of opportunities to make boatloads of birdies on this course. So, lots to figure out with the course. Southern Hills there. Like I said, 156 golfers, top 70 in ties make the cut. And I talked about it with the Masters. I went through this process. And I didn't even think about it when I wrote my article, which you can check out my fantasy golf preview article every Monday afternoon. I put it on my WordPress. I share it on the Twitter pages and Facebook worlds and stuff like that. It's in the bio of the show. And what I say then kind of sometimes changes a little bit by this time and changes a little bit by tomorrow when my lineups are filled out. But make sure you check out my show. And I didn't talk about it in the or check out the article. I didn't talk about it much in the article this week. But then I saw a really interesting tweet from Len Hochberg. Really great Twitter follow for the fantasy golf content. DFS Writer of the Year multiple times and stuff like that. And it makes a lot of sense. You got 156 golfers in this event, top 70 in ties. Obviously, the goal always in fantasy golf and daily fantasy golf is to have as many of 6-for-6 lineups. I do 21 lineups on average this week with the major. I'll probably have 24, 26 lineups. You want as many perfect 6-for-6 lineups to go through. It's tough, especially when, on any week it's tough. When you have majors like this with elite fields where you've got a half a dozen guys in the 95 and 100 and up, range that you want to play. Got to find some cheaper options, stars and scrub style lineup. But, I talked about this with the Masters, and I'm going to talk about it again here because Len brought this up. And again, at Len Hochberg, Hochberg, great guy. So top 70 in ties make the cut. There's 156 guys in the field. There's 20 club pros in this event. The club pros, they're not making the cut. You can just eliminate them right off the bat. So that brings you down to 136 guys to pick from, really. About a half a dozen, give or take, older guys, guys in their 60s, 70s that are playing just because they're former champions or whatnot. Eliminate them. Drops you down to 130. You got 15, 20 guys from lesser tours, European, not the European tour, not the, DP tour, like the side tours, the Asian tours, the little tours. There might even be a couple Corn Ferry guys. I don't know. But you eliminate those guys that really don't stand a chance. It takes you down to about 110 guys. 70 plus ties make the cut. So maybe 80 guys make it. 80 out of 110. There's a real opportunity to get a lot of 6-for-6 through to the weekend. And it's going to be key because deep field like this means you can take chances on these 6K guys this week. So the 6K Whisper, I was on with my guy last week, Martin Trainer, finished in like 60th place, which doesn't sound great, but when a guy's at $6,100, you play him in 4 lineups, and he's got like a 0.2% ownership, 60th place. That's a win right there. That's a return on my investment. But you're going to have to really take a look at this year. So there's a lot of different strategies going into effect when you're doing a major event like this. So Southern Hills, like I said, long course. What kind of a course is it? So you think of a long course, 7,500 yards. You think of driving distance where it will play a factor. The type of course it is, driving distance will matter, and you'll see it when we get to my model in a little bit. But just the off the tee stat almost matters as much, if not more, because it's a type of course where you got to be really creative with your shot making and your shot choices. There are a lot of dog legs, creeks throughout the course. Running through fairways and off to the sides. The rough isn't very penal. There's not a lot of like fairway bunkers and stuff. But there's a lot of places you can get into trouble. So you want to really shape your drives. And if you miss the fairway, okay, you can get by with missing a fairway here or there. It's not awful, but you want guys that are creative with their shot shape, their shot shaping and creativity. Man, I knew these. There's too many words to sound right here. Because of that, this is, and every PGA Championship is like this. Approach. That's second shot. Every PGA Championship is a second shot tournament. You got to have the elite of the elite approach players in your lineups. No doubt about it. Zero chance. You better have everybody capable in your lineups that can have that's good with approach. At this course, Southern Hills specifically, whereas the fairways are generally pretty generous and wide, the greens are totally different. So on tour, average greens are about 6,000 square feet. Average greens at Southern Hills about 5,000 square feet, just below average. But they're sloped like this. They've all got so many different undulations and slopes. You hit it in the middle of the green, that's fine. But if you got a front left edge, hole placement on Friday, you can't really go for it. It's just going to trickle right off. The greens, the fairways, the roughs have been cut so tight that ball's just going to come roll right off. So the approach play is important. Around the green is going to be really important as well. You don't want guys that are in 120th ranked, around the green, in your lineups this week, because they're going to have a lot of chipping, a lot of pitch and putt, a lot of things like that. The scrambling, sand. There's at least 11 holes that have major bunker issues around the green, sand saves. All those things are going to be extremely, extremely important this week when you're picking golfers. So, which golfers do we pick? Well, first off, there's no Phil Mickelson to pick from this year. The defending champion obviously withdrew. I've been trying to stay away from it. Maybe at some point in a lesser tournament, we'll dive into this Phil Mickelson kind of content and see what happens. I don't know. I don't know what I want to say about Phil Mickelson yet. I'm kind of, it's kind of frustrating at this point. The whole Phil Mickelson thing. I just want it to go away. I just want the Saudi tour to start so it could just go away and I don't have to listen to it anymore. Phil Mickelson is out, obviously. Okay. Harris English out, obviously. Jimmy Walker out. Paul Casey, finally, before a tournament starts, before even Wednesday, he's withdrawn. That's good. We don't have to, because this is the kind of course that Paul Casey can play an approach, windy conditions, which we're going to get into conditions in a minute, all that kind of stuff. Paul Casey has officially withdrawn already. Fantastic news for all of us because we don't have to take that chance. We don't have to worry about anything, and we're good to go. So that is that. Oh, and some JM, he's withdrawn as well. COVID-related issues, which is a shame because I'm a big Sunjay Im fan in these type of courses as well. So he's out of the course or out of the tournament and out this week. So real quick, weather conditions. It's Oklahoma, wind. It's kind of like Texas, can pick up in a moment's notice. It's going to be a wide range of weather that these golfers are going to have to worry about this week. Thursday, it's going to be sunny, high of 92. Winds could be anywhere from 10 to 20 miles an hour, windy conditions. Then Friday, boom, rain, thunderstorms, high of only 87. Saturday, because of all that rain, high only going to be 63. Backtracking to Friday, winds are going to be up into 25, 30 mile an hour gusts. And Saturday, it's going to be cool, colder. The people that tee off early on Saturday morning, it's only going to be like 50 degrees out, 10 to 20 miles an hour. Then Sunday, championship Sunday, it's It's going to be perfect. 72, sunny, minimal wind. So that at least we have to look forward to there on Sunday. So we got all that out of the way. We know what the course is like. It's going to be tough. It's a major. This is an elite field. So how are we building our lineups this week? I gotta get my notes all situated, all organized. Like as always, you guys know, I got all my stuff up here on the screen, but I like my handwritten notes as well. So it's an elite field, obviously. So I'm gonna bring up my shared screen here real quick. We're gonna bring up my model for the week. We'll see how long the internet holds up with the shared screen, and when I gotta take it off, I gotta take it off. We'll see how long I can last with the shared screen tonight. And let's see if just sharing it out. All right, so we're good. So this is what we're looking at this week on my model. Off the tee and approach. Like I said, they're my two most important things in my opinion. Some people got around the green weighted a little bit heavier. Some have, sand saves. There's a bunch of different things. But I got 55% of my model weighted on approach and off the tee because I want the guys that are going to be creative on the tee, put themselves in a good position, and then the guys that are going to be the great approach players, the great ball strikers, the great iron players that are going to get it on the green. I threw 10% on around the green. Again, like I said, it'll be a lot of the Cam Smiths, just off the green, pitching it and putting it for a par. It'll be very important. Driving distance, I put 15%. Might be a little heavy on driving distance, but I put it in there anyway. Bogey avoidance, because look, let's be honest, this is not a birdie fest. 8 under, 10 under, maximum. You're going to want guys that are avoiding bogey. You want guys that are going to avoid the crooked number on their scorecard. I put bogey avoidance. Some people are putting opportunities gained. I prefer go to bogey avoidance. Shots gained total. You all know I love my shots gained total stat. This week more so because it's a major, because it's a deep field, because of the type of course it is. I want guys that are playing well overall, especially recently. So I actually bumped it up from 5% to 10%. Then obviously just for visual effect, I put the DraftKings points, shots gained putting, and sand saves on there as well. I got it over the last 24 rounds, and we load the model, and let's see what happens. As always, I know what happens already. That's the crux of my pre-work. Here, I know what's going to end up happening here, but we're going to let it do its thing anyway. And there we go. Boom. All right. So we look at the model. We're going to sort it first by rank. Obviously, Justin Thomas comes out number one in my model. Justin Thomas is one of my 3 favorite players to win this event this week. He was one of the first bets I made. Everybody knows I'm a baby better. I bet 2 full units on Justin Thomas to win this week. He hasn't won yet this year, but everything says Justin Thomas this week. Great approach player, great golfer. He's doing pretty much everything right now. So if he even putts, there's a strong chance Justin Thomas wins this event. Okay, and gets his second Wanamaker Trophy. Will Zalatoris, Cam Young Rookie of the Year. We'll get into him. World number 1, Scotty Scheffler, comes in at 4th. Probably mostly because of his off the tee in his last 24 rounds isn't the greatest. Aaron Wise, we'll get into him for sure. Again, look at that 6,800. These are the kind of guys you're going to need. If you want to play Justin Thomas and Scotty Scheffler, Aaron Wise. Max Homa, coming off his win a few weeks ago. Xander, he's going to be an interesting case. We're going to talk about John Rahm. Joaquin Neiman comes in at 9, and Rory McIlroy comes in at 10. So we're going to resort this by price range here real quick. Like I said, this week, you got the elite of the elite. Even before we talk each one, you got someone like Dustin Johnson, who's 9,500. Xander Schauffele, 9,300. Brooks Koepka, 9K. Now, these prices came out before last week's AT&T Byron Nelson even teed off. So we get the benefit of the doubt that some of these guys didn't get price bumps, price drops. There's a lot of little things. You look at some of these prices. Maybe Justin Thomas, based off the way he played last week, maybe he gets closer to 11. Maybe George Spieth comes up from 96. Xander Schauffele definitely would be 9,300 based off of his 23 under last week. So there's a lot coming to play. Matsuyama might be a little bit more pricey. So we're going to get into that in a second. But we got to start with the top of the board here. Obviously, Scotty Scheffler, John Rahm, Justin Thomas, Colin Morikawa, and Rory McIlroy. We're going to spend a lot of time 9K and above this week because you got to pick the right guys. Ownership percentage is going to be key this week. Some weeks, I'm not really a big ownership type guy. Got to be big on ownership this week because, it's really tough to determine who's going to be who. So Scotty Scheffler, the most expensive guy. Right now, he's projected about 15% ownership, and that really comes down to the fact that there's so much elite play at the top. But how can you not play Scotty Scheffler this week? 15th at Byron Nelson, won the Masters, 55th at the Players, won at Arnold Palmer, 7th at Genesis, won at Phoenix. We know all about Scotty Scheffler and what he's doing. Great around the green, great shots gained total, great off the tee. Except for his last 20, I think his numbers a little skewed there because he struggled a little bit in a few tournaments there. Tee to green. Scotty Scheffler is the best golfer in the world right now. I am playing Scotty Scheffler. A couple weeks ago, I did not. And why? I'm like, why would you pay for the highest priced guy on the board? And I kicked myself in the butt for it. I'm not kicking myself in the butt by not playing Scotty Scheffler this week. Will I play him a lot? I don't know. We'll see how the lineups shake out. But Scotty Scheffler is the best player in the world. You make sure he's in some of your lineups. You get some leverage of Scotty Scheffler this week. No doubt about it. Hands down. Just do it. If you don't, I don't know what to tell you. Jon Rahm will be one of the guys I fade in this range. I know it's crazy. You can't have two 11K guys in your lineups. So if I'm playing Scotty Scheffler, I got to fade Jon Rahm. You want to play Jon Rahm over Scotty Scheffler? That's fine. You're saving $200, dollars in your pool play in your draft, in your salary cap, whatever. I mean, he won at the Mexico Open, 27th in the Masters. I mean, he's another major champion, another former major. I mean, his PGA was 8th last year, 13th in 2020, missed a cut in 19, 4th in 2018. So he's got 3 of his last 4 PGA championships. He's got a top 13 or better in. So you can't go wrong with Jon Rahm. I'm just choosing to go with the world number one, the guy that's playing the best golf overall. Justin Thomas, like I said, playing Justin Thomas this week. There's nothing that you could say that will take Justin Thomas off my board. So just shots gained total. I saw this on Rick Run Good's podcast. Shots gained over the last 30 rounds. First golfer in the last 30 rounds, Scotty Scheffler. It looks like we're going to have to stop the share screen. You're just going to have to look at my pretty face because it's already, it's already lagging the screen here. So you just get to look at me the whole time. And that's fine. Just turn the screen off and just listen to me. But shots gained total over the last 30 rounds, Scotty Scheffler is number 1. Justin Thomas is number 4. That's it. And we're going to play the number 2 and number 3 guy on that list too. So Justin Thomas, Scotty Scheffler. Justin Thomas is probably going to be the most. He's at like 17% right now. This is on fantasynational.com. I would project that to be 20, 21% for Justin Thomas, 18% for Scotty Scheffler, somewhere in that range. I don't care. You just do it. You're going to play these elite guys because then you're going to build the lineup when we get down to, the 7,200 Russell Henley, the 7K Alec Noren, Johnny Vegas, Bobby Mack at 60. When we get to those guys, Aaron Wise, 6th in my model, but at 6,800, we can balance that out. We can make that work. And we are going to build. I will make the shared screen work to build some lineups here in a little bit. Colin Morikawa, former PGA champion, obviously. I'm going to fade him this week. I don't know. You could only play so many guys. But obviously, he's 8th and 1st in his 2 PGA championships. He's a great approach player. We all know that. He's a little sticky around the green. He's been a little shaky putter this year. So, whatever. I mean, 5th at the Masters. I mean, if you want to say play Colin Morikawa or Rory McIlroy, I'm probably fading both those guys. I'm going to spend so much of my equity on Scott Scheffler and Justin Thomas. There's just no room to play Rory McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, or Jon Rahm. You can pick any 2 of these guys. I wouldn't recommend picking more than 2. Pick any 2 of them. But you do what you got to do. You pick whichever ones. I'm just going to say that Justin Thomas is the best player in this field. He's most likely to win. And Scotty Scheffler is the world number 1. You just make it work. All right, going into this 9K range, it's pretty damn good field. Let's try sharing this screen again. Maybe it's because I'm still connected to the Wi-Fi. I'm phone here from work. Right, let's take myself off the Wi-Fi here. Let's see if this helps a little bit, so I don't want you guys having to look at my face here too much longer here. All right, let's go. Let's bring this shared screen back up. 9K range here. Viktor Hovland, okay, elite ball striker, leaves a lot to be desired around the green. 148th in this field. 133rd in sand saves. Staying off of Viktor Hovland. Now, when we get to the Open Championship, major number 4, definitely going to have a Viktor Hovland play there. But 9,900, just not good enough. Cam Smith. We were all over him for the Players' Championship. We were all over him for the Masters. We're all over him this week, too. Number 2, shots gained total over the last 30 rounds. Cam Smith. Got to play Cam Smith. His short game is exquisite. He's one of the best short game players on tour. Look at this. Number 1 putter as well. Number 1 putter. 9th on approach in the last 24 rounds. Cam Smith, he's a big game hunter now. Get yourself all over some Cam Smith this week. All right. After Cam Smith, 9,600, you got Jordan Spieth. Man, this range is loaded here. Okay. Second at Byron Nelson, first at RBC Heritage. Okay. So first and second in his last two events. Let's look at these numbers. He's gained 25 strokes tee to green in his last two events. He has gained 8.1 strokes off the tee last two events. He's gained 11.1 on approach, and he's gained 5.8 around the green, and he's lost strokes putting, and he's gone first and second. Jordan Spieth is a great putter, and he's losing strokes putting right now. That's not going to keep up much longer. There's a reason why he's going to be over 20%. Jordan Spieth, Justin Thomas, they're going to be your probably two highest owned top tier guys, but you have to play them. You have to, in my opinion. There's no way, shape, or how that I do not have both Jordan Spieth and Justin Thomas and Cameron Smith too, because he's going to be really chalky too in my player pool. Dustin Johnson, I'm skipping him. He's just not been consistent enough. Xander Schauffele, I recommend not playing Xander Schauffele this week. He's never won a major. He's a decent golfer. We all know that. He does a lot of things really well, but he just doesn't win. I mean, missed cut the last players 10th, 16th, 35th. That's not good enough, okay? All right, let's see the Masters. All right. 17th, 2nd, 50th, okay? US Open, 7th, 5th, 3rd, 6th, 5th. So he's got 5 years. The Open Championship, 26th, 41st, 2nd. He's got all this top 15, top 20. He's not going to win. Not going to win this event because of his 23 under last week and the fact that he's only 9,300. He's 4th in bogey avoidance, 7th in sand saves, 7th overall in my model, 21st off the tee, 29th approach, 21st around the green. He literally does everything really great. His ownership's going to skyrocket, in my opinion. So I kind of feel like you could take Xander Schauffele, 14, 15% right now, and go down one spot. Now, his price might make him a little bit more popular, but I don't know. He can still come in at 94 or at like 14, 15%. If you give me Xander Schauffele at 17% and you give me a Hideki Matsuyama $100 cheaper, the same, if not a little cheaper, I'm all over Hideki Matsuyama. Hideki Matsuyama may win this event. He's 6th in approach in the field, 6 DraftKings points, 12 shots gained total. Over his last 30 rounds, he comes in at 7th. Last 5 years, shots gained total. I got this here for some guys. Over the last 5 years at majors, all the majors put together, Hideki is 7th shots gained total. By the way, Scotty Scheffler's 2nd in that. We'll get to number 1 shortly. Hideki Matsuyama has been doing this all year long. And let me bring up his player profile here. 3rd at the Byron Nelson, lost at a half a stroke around the green. 14th at the Masters, 20th at the Arnold Palmer, lost a stroke putting there. Genesis 39th, he was off on his approach game that week. Phoenix Open 8th, gained across the board. 30th, Sony Open 1st, across the board game. This guy is just, he seems healthy. He loves major events. He's just a great guy. Hideki, definitely play him. And I kind of think it's a good way to pass Xander, save $100, maybe end up with the same ownership percentage, but get the better golfer who has the win ceiling. We know Xander's not going to win. Hideki can win. Patrick Cantlay at 9,100, another cheap option there for him. I mean, he's projected close to 20% as well. It's an approach type course, an iron type course. That's kind of what Patrick Cantlay does. I'm going to pass just because you can't take everybody. And I want Brooks Koepka. Right now, Brooks Koepka is only at, 6% projection ownership-wise? But let's see here. Where are my Brooks notes here? First off, number 1, last 5 years in majors, shots gained total. That, in and of itself, should be enough to tell you to play Brooks Koepka in the PGA Championships. Last 5 years. 2nd, 29th, 1st, 13th. All different courses, but all similar type setups. Brooks Koepka. Let me bring up his player profile real quick here. All right. Hang on one quick second here. All right, here we go. Player profile. Missed the cut the Masters, but 12th at the Valspar. Gained everywhere, lost a stroke around the green. Missed the cut the Players, could have been the draw. 16th the Honda. Gained across the board. But what I look at is I look at the majors just in general. And even if you don't want to talk, you know, PGA, I mean, he missed the last two majors, cuts at the Masters, but he's been injured. Seventh, second, 11th, shows up at all them. U.S. Open, fourth, second, first, 13, 8. He's not missed a cut at the U.S. Open since 2012. How about the Open? 6th, 4th, 39th, 6th, 10th. Hasn't missed that cut since 2013. Outside of his last 2 years at the Masters when he was battling injuries, Brooks Koepka doesn't miss cuts at majors. The fact that he's projected to be like 6%, I see that going up. I don't say it's staying there. But, dude, if Brooks Koepka stays under 10%, you're getting a steal of a golfer at 9K. Absolute steal. Absolute steal. So, Brooks Koepka will be a lock for me. I actually think I bet him already. Let's see here. You see my betting card. Yeah, I got him at 45 to 1. I even got him at, as for, after the majors brought back first-round leaders. Yeah, he's my first-round, one of my first-round leader bets as well. Brooks Koepka, really good play right there. All right, 8K range. Will Zalatoris, 79 or 8,900. Yeah, so I got a note here somewhere. Just since Will Zalatoris became a pro golfer and started playing major championships. This is how he goes since 2020. Okay, listen to this. This is his major events. He's played 6 majors: 4th, 6th, 7th, 8th, missed cut 6th. You know that again: 4th, 6th, 2nd, 8th, missed cut 6th. So outside his missed cut the U.S. Open last year, he's never finished worse than 8th in a major. He's second in my model. He's first in approach in the last 24 rounds in this field. 11th bogey avoidance, 14th shot gain total, 14th driving distance, 22nd driving point. He does leave a little bit around the green. We know that. We know he is not a good putter. And I know I said stay away from those kind of guys. But Will Zalatoris is just so good. And let me bring up his scorecard. And there's something here I wanted to bring up. Let me see if I can find this here real quick. All right, so let's just say PGA Championship last year. Yeah, he finished 8th, lost strokes around the green and putting. Let's try the U.S. Open here. But lost strokes around the green. 6th place the year before, gained strokes around the green. So I'm not as concerned about him like that. He is literally lost strokes around the green 3 straight events he's played in. He's made the cut in all but the Byron Nelson. He's terrible putter. He's lost strokes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He hasn't gained strokes putting since the Sanderson Farms back in October. But I think everything else is better and good enough to make it worth it. No doubt about it. Will Zalatoris is a play. Let's start rolling through some of these names here. Sam Burns, no. Shane Lowry, he's going to be super chalky. Really great in his last 30 rounds. 3rd shots gained total there. He's not in my last 5 years of majors, which I'm surprised because he does have a major win there. Shane Lowry, really good golfer. You can definitely make a case if you can handle the ownership percentage with him. Daniel Berger was a early lean for me to win a PGA Championship this year. I don't know. I might play him. Really great approach, really great around the green. 13th, 14th in bogey avoidance, 5th sand saves. Daniel Berger might be a sneaky play this week. His ownership percent right now is only 10%. That's great. Joaquin Niemann, 8,500. His ownership percentage, 15%. Really good golfer. Obviously playing great golf right now. 4th around the green, 35th approach, 13th off the tee. Does a lot of things well. Could this be a Joaquin Niemann, major here? Winning a major? I don't know. Maybe. 25th, 12th, 35th, 22nd, 1st, 6th. That's some of his finishes lately. Let's see, has he played? I don't even think he's played in the PGA. Yeah, he played last year. He finished 30th last year in the PGA. So it's not even a new type of tournament for him. So I like me some Joaquin Niemann this week. Sung Yam withdrew. Bryson, little note. Bryson did practice today. He did say he feels good. He's going to give it a go tomorrow, see how he feels, and then give it a go. Not sure you want to take that chance with Bryson. You got lucky by Paul Casey withdrawing early. Don't take the chance with Bryson. Tiger Woods. I am obligated to talk about Tiger Woods. Literally, zero doubt that I have to talk a little bit of Tiger Woods. I'm sorry. I have to. It's part of the rules of hosting a podcast. It's part of the rules when Tiger Woods is in the field. You got to talk Tiger Woods. All right, so Tiger Woods. I'm not playing Tiger Woods. Didn't play him at the Masters, but I'm definitely not playing him this week. Reason being, made the cut last time. I actually think the thing to do with Tiger Woods is to bet him to miss the cut. I don't even know what the odds are on him to miss the cut. I don't know. He just hasn't played since the Masters. We obviously saw him slow down. He's obviously probably a little bit better now in his recovery process, but I just don't think that this is the course for him. What did he struggle at the Masters? It was just around the green and his putting. Just don't think it's worth it. I don't think there's enough risk reward there. That's a move you make to just for nostalgia. Max Homa, 8,100, just won a few weeks ago at Wells Fargo. Great play, 6 in my model because he's great off the tee, great on approach, great driver of the golf ball. Yeah, he's actually, let's see here, not bad putting. He's 13th in the field in putting in the last 24 rounds. Max Homa, a really great play. Max Homa's projections currently right around 10%. Might be worth it. See? Tyrell Hatton, I'm just going to skip over him. Corey Connors, not playing him. Louis Oosthuizen, too much of an injury issue this year. So that rounds out that. So in that 8K range, I'm looking at top. I'm looking at Zalatoris. I'm looking at Lowry. I'm looking at Berger and Neiman. I'm looking at those 4 names there, and then a little Max Homa at the bottom there. So then you get into the 7K range. You got 2 names at the top there, and you see that I got both of them starred. Matthew Fitzpatrick and Tony Finau, both at 7,900. 2 totally different stories. Matthew Fitzpatrick, he's a top 20 machine. He's a great golfer, plays great. There's nothing you could say negative about Matthew Fitzpatrick. 7 wins in his career, not on the PGA Tour, no majors, but he's got 7 wins. So he's also in his last 30 rounds, he's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13th shots gained total last 30 rounds in the field. Great golfer. Does a lot of things well. He's number 1 in bogey avoidance. Going to be very important this week. Absolutely. Let me check his player profile out here real quick on the side screen here. Second to Wells Fargo. Missed the cut at the RBC, but 14th at the Masters, 5th at the Valspar, 9th Arnold Palmer, 10th Phoenix, 6th Pebble Beach. A lot of great finishes for Matthew Fitzpatrick. He's going to be a really good golfer. He's going to have a really great weekend. But he's at 15%, where the guy just below him, Tony Finau, is at 10% projections. Everybody's like, Tony Finau, you've really come around on 5th place Finau there. Like, he's 29th in my model, 102nd around the green, 94th putter, 26 bogey avoidance. I guess that's pretty good. 74th in driving distance. It doesn't look good, is what you're going to say, right? All right, but his player profile tells me a different story. 41st at the Wells Fargo. Terrible approach game that week, but he gained strokes around the green and gained strokes putting. The Mexico Open, gained everywhere except for putting. Made the cut the Masters, 35th, 29th at the Valero. So the thing with Tony Finau is a major golfer. He plays really well in the majors. He really does. And his price, so the PGA hasn't missed a cut since 2016. 8th, 4th, and then a bunch of 40th place type finishes. 10th in his first outing at it. The guy 8th and 4th in his last 2 PGAs. All right, U.S. Open missed a cut this year, but 8th and a 5th before that. Okay, Masters 5 times, 5 cuts made. And Southern Hills kind of plays. Let's go back to that. Southern Hills kind of plays like the Masters. Very shot shape, round the green, approach play. A lot of factors, and that's kind of what Southern Hills is. Never missed a cut there. I'm not sure actually what his Open Championship things are. 15th, 3rd, 9th point. Never missed a cut there either. Tony Finau comes to play in the majors. Tony Finau is a guy you need to play at 7,900, 10% ownership. Jump all over Tony Finau there, please. I recommend it. Actually, I recommend you not doing it so his ownership goes down. One of the top chalky guys, we go down this list a little bit further here, because Webb Simpson, whatever, or past answers, Scott, Leishman, Cam Young, 7,600. 3rd in my model, 2nd off the tee, 7th driving distance. Does a lot of great stuff. I mean, guy's young, but he's going to be like 17% owned probably. Is this his first major? I think so. He's not played the PGA. Well, he might have played the Masters. He missed the cut the Masters. Let me go to last year. He's missed the cut twice at the U.S. Open. I doubt he's played the Open Championship. He has not. So this is his first PGA Championship. He's missed his cut in his 3 majors. This is his rookie year, basically. I'm just not sure if he's ready for it. I'm not. Everybody was all over him, jumping all over him at the Masters. He didn't do very well there. I'm probably fading Cam Young this week, which is kind of crazy, because you got him at 17%, and you go down $100. Again, we talk about this $100 drop down. Why isn't he starting? Did somebody accidentally unstar him? Jason Day needs to be starred, just so you know. Jason Day is another one of those guys like Tony Finau, just loves playing in majors. All right, let's bring up his player profile here. But also I want to talk about what Jason Day does. He's great around the green. His short game's great. He's decent on a driving the golf ball. His approach game says it's got something to be desired there. But let's look at him. Steeper dive. 51st at Byron Nelson, 15th at Wells Fargo. Had a bunch of missed cuts. One at the Players could have just been the draw. Before that, Pebble Beach, 24th, third at the Farmers. All right, so he's trending sort of in the right direction. But let's see here. PGA Championship record. Hasn't missed a cut since 2012. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 9 PGA Championships in a row. He's got a fourth, a ninth, a second. The win, obviously, in 2015, 15th and 8th. Always does well there. Masters, he didn't play there this year. The U.S. Open, 38th, 21st, 8th, 9th, 4th, 2nd. The Open. He's cut the last 2 Opens that he played in. But he's got some 17s, 27, 22nd, 4th. I'm a Jason Day guy. I think he's trending in the right direction. I think his numbers would actually be better lately if it wasn't. This doesn't really give me a breakdown per round, but each of the last 2 tournaments he played in, he had 1 bad round, and they bring his numbers down a little bit. I bet you if he didn't have those bad rounds, not only might he have won, but his numbers overall would be better. So Jason Day, I think it's a sneaky play. You can get Jason Day, a major champion, 7,500 at 5% owned, jumping all over the Jason Day bandwagon this week. Billy Horschel, maybe. Paul Casey, yay, he withdrew. Finally, Taylor Gooch. Gary Woodland. I want to play Gary Woodland. I do. Gary Woodland's just one of those guys. I mean, I keep saying he's back, and he does all this great stuff. Approach, around the green, driving distance, bogey avoidance. He's not great sand saves, but he does everything else so well, and I want to play him. He seems to let me down every time I play him. His PGA Championship last 5 years, 38th, 58th, 8th, 6th, 22nd, has had success at this tournament. Let's see here. Gary Woodland, player profile. Missed the cut, Wells Fargo, 24th. Missed cut, 8th, 21st. Missed cut, 5th. Seems like whenever he misses the cut, he comes back and plays well. Missed cut, 5th. Missed cut, 21st, 8th. Missed cut, 24th. Missed cut. I'm hoping we catch the good side of that. I'm thinking we catch the good side of that. I think he can play well at this course. He's going to be sub 10% owned. Gary Woodland might get a little bit of action from me this week. I'm trying to talk myself into it. We'll see. But Watson, Wolf, Luke List, yeah, we're fading all those guys. Russell Henley, 7,200. Russell Henley, 7,200, projected 8%. Russell Henley, the PGA, only had 1 finish better than 40th. Russell Henley, people are talking a lot about Russell Henley. I'm just not buying the Russell Henley. I'm not. Just hasn't been good enough in my opinion. Let's just see, it's just PGA Championships. Yeah. He loses too many strokes around the green. It's just not worth it. Guys, I know a lot of people are talking Russell Henley. Don't play Russell Henley. The rest of this range is pretty meh, blah to me. Alec Noren down here at the bottom at 7K. I bet you that's the best other option down here. He's 28th in my model, 16th on approach, 20th shots gained total. Let's see here. Alec Noren here, player profile. 12th, 42nd, 12th. Yeah, he's playing fantastic golf. Hasn't missed a cut since the Amex back in late January. Since then, he's been pretty much gaining strokes everywhere. Let's see. Does Alex Noren's got a PGA history, 55th, 19th, 54th, missed cut, 67. So he's got in 2020, he had a really good finish, top 20 there. So he's good there. Let's see some of these other majors. I like to check all majors. So made 2 of his last 3 cuts at the U.S. Open. Let's see, Masters. He hasn't played the Masters since 2019. The Open, he's got some decent finishes at the Open there as well. 11th back in 2019. Look, Alex Noren's a different golfer than he was in the past as well. Alex Noren's also going to be owned by 14% of people. You just got to play it. You just got to take the chance on the ownership there. So we get into the 6K range. There's lots to talk about in the 6K range. I originally started Chris Kirk. I'm staying away from Chris Kirk this week. Just not going to buy into the Chris Kirk this week. Johnny Vegas, around the green's not good. Putting's not bad. He's a great driver of the golf ball. Great approach player. Is it enough? 6,900 at 5%? It might be. Bobby Mack. There's an interesting one. Bobby Mack hasn't won a major. He's not been around that long, but he's 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. 11th in the field. In the last 5 years in all major played, he's 11th in shots gained total. He's never missed a cut in a major, ever, in his career. He's 6,900. Projected 8-9% ownership. never missed a cut at a major championship. So just on the PGA, 23rd at the Masters, 35th, 15th, 65th, 15th. Hasn't missed a cut since July of last year on the PGA. Let me bring up my DraftKings screen here. Let's see if he's missed any European cuts recently. No, hasn't. He's had a really good run on the European tour as well. 36th at the British Masters, 9th at the Ras Al Khaimah Classic, 13th at the Ron. So he missed a cut on the World Tour, the European Tour back in January. Bobby Mack, man, 6,900. You have to play him. You have to. I don't see how you don't play Bobby Mack at 6,900. You just don't. That's a misprice right there, for sure. Let's continue going down the list here. Bobby Mack, Cam Champ. Nope. I'm off the Cam Champ, even though he's the driver of the golf ball. No. Might be the last time you see Kevin on tour with the other league starting up eventually here. Aaron Wise, there was the guy we talked about the Open. 5th in my model. Does everything well, except for putting the golf ball. Aaron Wise, player profile. Let's see. Has he played at a PGA? Yes, 17th last year, 41st in 2019. U.S. Open. 35th in the last U.S. Open he's played at. The Open Championship. 41st, the one time he played there. How about that? And the Masters. 17th at the Masters, the one time. He's only missed one cut ever in a major. Okay? Playing great golf right now. The only thing he's ever struggles with is occasionally his putter. But he's gained Mexico Open, gained a half stroke, 2.6 at the RBC. So, I mean, Aaron Wise, 6,800. He's going to be 10% owned. But still, Sebastian Munoz at 6,800. I think he gets an uptick. He's going to be about that same range ownership percentage because of his play last week. He's never made a cut. He's played 2 PGA championships, never made a cut. I don't know how I feel about him. I might take a stab at him at the price, depending on ownership. I got a first-round leader bet on him. Just why not? Let's see if he can follow it up. Take a stab there. Why not? But that's him. Continuing down this list, Mito Pereira. This dude's a great golfer, man. Mito, 17th, 26th, 13th, 27th. That's his last 4 finishes. Missed cut the players. And even though he missed the cut the players, he still gained strokes everywhere except for, putting the golf ball. 30th, 15th before that. Steve broke on the field, broke on the scene last year with a 5th, 6th, a 3rd. He's playing great golf lately. Only thing that ever worries you about him is his putter. Let's see. Mito's going to probably be highly owned. Right now, yeah, he's at like 14% right now. 6,700 guy at 14%. That's insane. But it's going to be his first time playing here. So, do you take a stab at Mito? I think you consider it. Continuing down this list, you get a little bare bones here, but I got 2 guys down here in the 6,300 range that I like. Adam Hadwin and Lando Griffin. Both playing great golf. Adam Hadwin obviously missed a cut last week. We all know that. Hurt me. But his last 2 years at the PGA, 64th, 58th, and 29th. I think you're going to get a little price discount, ownership discount with him. He's at 7% right now. That's actually higher than I thought it would be. But since it's before his missed cut, he went 26th, 4th, 7th, and 9th. Gained strokes for the last 4 events all around the green. Lost strokes putting there, but then had a whole bunch of stretch good putters. Decent approach player, 4 of his last 5 times gained strokes approach. Only lost him last week when he missed the cut. Adam Hadwin, 6,300. It's worth a stab. Absolutely. Let's see where he is at the other. Made the cut his last 3 of his last 4 U.S. Opens. Open Championship. He's missed the cut once at that. And let's see here. Let's go back to the Masters. Missed the cut the Masters, but has 2 finishes at the Masters in the top 35 as well. So he's not a stranger to the majors. Adam Hadwin's 7,300. I like him. Lanto Griffin, another guy's playing great golf right now. These numbers are a little skewed here. Let me bring up his player profile here. 51st. That's why. 51st at the AT&T, 6th at the Wells Fargo, 15th Mexico, missed cut 53rd. Playing really good golf. PGA Championship history. Missed it last year, but 19th year before. Has had success. All right, U.S. Open, 35th and 43rd the last 2 years. Masters. He's missed the cut twice. That doesn't help the argument. And the Open, 33rd at the Open last year. So outside of the Masters, which is a comparable type course, 5,300, 5% owned. You got to play some of these cheap guys down here. I think it's a worthy option there. All right. Let's get that stuff off the screen there. Let me see where we go here from here with this show. All right, let's see here. Stop the share screen there. There's my pretty face again. All right, so what are we doing here? What are we talking about? We're talking about the fact that Scotty Scheffler, JT, Cam Smith, Jordan Spieth, Hideki, Brooks Koepka, maybe Patrick Cantlay, maybe even Rory or Colin Morikawa. All these guys 9K and above. You throw Willie Z at 8,700 or 8,900 in there. Means you're gonna have to play some cheap options. So that means you're gonna have to play Wise, Vegas, Bobby Mack, a lot of Bobby Mack, a lot of Aaron Wise, a decent amount of Mito, Sprinkler. Oh, Davis Riley. How did I forget to talk? Davis Riley was not on my list originally. How? Everybody knows I love me some Davis Riley. I thought I'd restart him so I wouldn't miss him this week. So we're gonna have to page the top. R.I. Riley. There he is. He didn't get started. 6,800. Davis Riley. Got to add Davis Riley's name to here. Let's add him here. Let me add him to my. Man, I can't ever find Davis Riley. There he is. Only projected 3% ownership. Damn. Love that. 5th and a 6th in his last 2 events. Lost strokes at the Mexico Open on approach, but still finished 5th place. He's got a 2nd, 63rd, miscut, 5th, 9th in his last 5 events. Okay, let's see. Tournament history. Has he ever played at a PGA championship? No, he has not. All right. Let's see if he's played any majors. Let's see. Masters, never. U.S. Open, missed the cut. 52nd, missed the cut. So not a lot of experience there. Never played at the Open. He's played a few U.S. Opens and hasn't done much otherwise, major-wise. The guy is playing fantastic golf. Great putter to the golf ball. Fantastic putter to the golf ball. 19th in the field. 15th in DraftKings points. Doesn't make a lot of bogeys. Right around the green. It's approach play. A little bit to be desired there. But honestly, if you look at it, last week, 9th at Byron Nelson, gained almost 4 strokes around the green. Or on approach. Had some some bad numbers there. Then Valero, 1.1 gain. So he's had some good numbers. So Davis Riley, another one there. So you got to play Davis Riley. You got to play Bobby Mack. You got to play Aaron Wise. You got to play a decent amount of those. Because you're going to want to get as much action in on Scotty, JT, Cam Smith, Jordan Spieth. Those guys, you got to. You absolutely got to. All right, so what are we going to do here? What we're going to do is we are going to build some lineups. We're just going to do some test lineups here. These are not official lineups. I just want to see combinations. This is one of the free rolls DraftKings is running right now. So it's not even something important that I'm filling in there. But I just want to see. I want to see what the hell is this? This doesn't even have everybody in it. What the hell is that? So we'll find a new contest. All right, we'll pull up one of my lineups that aren't filled out for the day. Yet for the week. All right, so here's a full board here. All right. Say we want to play Scotty Scheffler and Justin Thomas. Leaves us with 6K. So then you can go and put your Riley. You can put your what was the other guy that I want to play? Wise. These 2 cheap guys in here at 6,800. These you at 7,300. You can throw Bobby Mack in there. You can go total stars and scrubs there. I guess Bobby Mack is not his name, so I can't really do that. There he is. 3,6K. That leaves you 7,700. Let me check my board here. 7,700. That leaves me Jason Day. At a lineup you're comfortable with, can you see yourself entering that lineup there? How did Morikawa get in there? I clicked the wrong thing. I wanted Justin Thomas, so that does not work then. All right. So you have 7,400. So that means I got to play. I like it even less now. It's Alex Noren. All right, so we go there. So you go Scotty Scheffler, Justin Thomas. Go with 3 good cheap options in the high 6Ks. Then Alex Noren. Can you convince yourself to play that? I mean, I can. All right, let's clear that out for a second. What happens if we go back to the top here and we go Jordan Spieth and Cam Smith instead? Leaves me 7,600. Throw Jason Day in there. You got 7,700. Now you could play your Alec Noren at 7, and now you got 81. What is that going to leave you with? Tony Finau and 3. Max Homa. Is that a lineup you can see yourself? You got 2 top 9K guys, bunch of 7K guys. That's kind of a balanced stars and scrubs lineup. Can you get away with that? I don't know. I'm asking you guys. What you think? I think you can get away with it. All right, let's clear that. Let's try a few different combos here, more combos here. So let's go with Brooks and Hideki, 2 guys I like at the bottom of the 9K. Let's go Brooks. Let's actually do this. Let's go Brooks, Will Zalatoris, and Hideki. 3 top tier guys there. That leaves you down here. You play a Bobby Mack at 6,900, say. Where is he? Did I miss Bobby Mack? There he is, 6,900. That leaves me with 8K. That means I could play Tony Finau again. 79. Leaves me 81. I could go Tony Finau and Matthew Fitzpatrick. I like this lineup right here. This one might get actually just clicked and entered right now. I like this one a lot right here. This is a potentially winning lineup right here. Because you get Brooks, great major player. Will Zalatoris, great majors. Hideki. I got bets. I'm going to go over my bets in a second. I love Hideki to win this event. Bobby Mack never misses a cut. Tony Finau, great major golfer. Matthew Fitzpatrick, top 20 machine. I could see a scenario where I wonder if I could parlay all 6 of those guys to be a top 20. That's potentially what you got right there. You can get all them top 20. We're just adding that to the lineup right now. That's in. I love that. I love that lineup. That was a great lineup. We clicked on that. We built one lineup live on the air there. All right. So what have we learned tonight? A lot. A lot of stuff that's going to happen this week. So betting wise, I got 3 first round. Obviously, I always go overboard. Always go overboard on majors. Always bet a little bit more. Do a few more lineups. I got 3 first round leaders. I stopped doing first round leaders for the majors. I bring them back. I've got Brooks Koepka. Already mentioned that first round leader 45-1. I got Keegan Bradley, which we didn't even talk about. Keegan Bradley. I got him 60-1. How did he? I think he's supposed to be on my card. He is on my card. Is he not starred? Sometimes I forget to star some of these guys' names, and then I forget. Oh, no, he started. I just didn't. He's 14th in my model this week. Keegan Bradley, man. Keegan Bradley's playing great golf right now. He's 7,500. Where's he at the PGA? 17th last year, miscut, then a 29th. Keegan Bradley. Let's bring up his player profile. 2nd, 8th, miscut, 5th, 11th. So 4 of his last 5 events, he's been 11th or better. Let's see at majors, how's he been. Did he not play at the Masters this year? He did not. He hasn't played the Masters in a few years, but only missed 1 cut at the Masters ever. U.S. Open, he's terrible at the U.S. Open. Okay. In the Open, terrible at the Open. PGA, pretty damn good at the PGA. He even has a 3rd place in the PGA Championship. Wow, would you look at that? All right. Keegan Bradley's play. He is this week. So I got him 60-1 first round leader. He just strikes me as a guy that could be a first round leader, no doubt about it. And Sebastian Munoz, seeing if he can go back to back first round leader. I got 75-1 on him. It just seems like a little fun. So I got 3 bets for outrights that are more than 1 unit. I never go more than 1 unit, but I did this time. So I got Justin Thomas. Already mentioned him 12-1. So I doubled up on my bet to get some. If he wins, I want more than a 1 unit return on it. I also got 2-1, two units bet on Jordan Spieth at 18-1 because I think JT Spieth. I love all my outrights this week. Cam Smith 25-1. I bet 1.5 units on him, and then the rest of my bets bet Hideki Matsuyama 28-1. That was actually the first bet I made. Hideki Matsuyama 28-1. Love him this week. Brooks Koepka 45-1. I don't know. I just don't know how you don't play and bet and smother Brooks Koepka at PGA Championships. It's just what you do. And then I bet Tony Finau is my long shot. Yeah, who would have thought that? 80-1 for Tony Finau. Dude, the guy's a major. He shows up at majors. Maybe he wins one. Maybe this is the week he wins one. Who knows? There's always that chance. So that's what I got for you guys tonight. Check those ownerships tomorrow afternoon. Check my player pool tomorrow because I've been adding the at the moment of me filling out my lineups. I've been adding what the projections on ownership percentages are to my sheet. Make sure you check it out tomorrow on Fairway to Heaven's Twitter page, my Twitter page, and let's make some money. Let's win. Let's have some fun with the PGA Championship. Let's see who takes home the Wanamaker Trophy. Look, if I had to rank it, my order of expectations, I think Hideki wins. If not Hideki, I think it's JT. If not JT, I think it's Jordan Spieth. They're my top 3 in that order to win. Hideki, JT, Spieth, and Cam Smith 4th. Hence why I bet more than a unit on him. don't know why I didn't bet more than a unit on Techie. I should probably go back and see what I can get extra on him. But yeah, that's what I got for you guys this week. Everybody have a great night. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you share this out to everybody you can. Every click, every share, every view, it helps continue to grow. Spread the word. I'll be back tomorrow morning with Trending in the AM right here on DSM Media. Everybody have a great night. And let's cash this week, man.